Well, hello out there, Internet. Thanks for joining me here for another video. I just finished filming another episode that hopefully you got to see earlier in the week. In this one, I'm going to be painting this large little letter H. For reference, here's my hand. My hands are not small. Pretty good size. It's about 16, 18 inches up and about a foot across. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and whitewash this. I'm going to paint the whole thing white. It'll make it easier for me to do what I want to do. And this is a commission piece from my sister. She is looking to have this done for someone else. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So I'm using really cheap store brand paint to go ahead and get the white layer done because everything on this is going to end up getting covered. So I'm just going to prime it with this. Let's get the sides the best I can. And the problem with this is the stuff does pool up quite a bit. That's okay for what we're doing. And we'll go ahead and get that wrapped up here. And just like that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead, we're going to let that dry. It's going to give us enough of a kind of a base to work off of. We'll let it dry, then I'll be back with you. We'll go ahead and we'll start putting this one together. So until then, we'll see you soon. Oh, getting some weird feedback from that light right there. Hopefully you're not seeing that on screen. I'll try to correct that before I come back. So we'll see you soon. Okay, so I went ahead, I let this dry, so now we can go on to our next step. So we're going to just choose some smaller planet sizes and one pretty good size one. So I'm going to use my big bowl here, this guy right here. We're actually going to cover up right about there. Okay, so that's actually going to be a planet underneath there. You'll see in here in a few minutes and how it's going to come out. And then we're going to do another one somewhere on the top there. Might move the bowl here. Up to here, yeah, because we'll do the shadow on this side. Okay, so now I'm going to I'll put a little smaller, little guy over here. Yeah, right toward the edge like that, I think. Yeah, right about there. That looks good to me. Then I'm just going to grab a paint cap for something. I'll put it right here. Just off the edge like that. So what I'm going to do is I've got some cheap black paint. I'm just going to outline this real quick. Just to see where everything is going to be while I'm painting. There we go. And that will help us get it done. Okay, so for our first one, we're going to go kind of an earth colored planet, like kind of earth tone. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to start with just some light blue. And today, other than the cheap paint I'm using for the background and stuff, for this, we're actually going to be using acrylic spray paint today. So it's going to go right in there. This cap needs replaced. But that's okay. I've got more. And what I also want to make sure I do is hit those insides as I paint. So that is our base for that. Then I'm going to go in, I've got a darker acrylic. I'm just going to kind of give it a couple spots there like that. Then we're going to go in, I've got an even darker blue. I haven't actually sprayed this yet. So if you end up getting this, keep in mind if you are going to get it, spray it away from whatever you're painting first because there's a stream of probably a pressure liquid they use to get all the paint down into the canister. You don't want to, get that on your piece because I learned that when I was testing these. So just keep that in mind if you get it. Otherwise, I really like this paint. It doesn't clog nearly as much as some of the other paints I've used. So it's just overall, I think, a really, really nice paint color here. All right, we're going to go in here with some of this kind of bright green color. Even though that's pretty bright, that's okay. I'm going to cover that a little bit with just a little bit of this, just to kind of tone it down. Then we'll finish it off going back in there with that kind of medium blue color I have. All right. Then on top of that, let me get my newspaper ready first. That's an important step. I usually remember to get my papers ready to go beforehand, but we get to wait this time. All right, a couple sheets there. There we go. Let me rip this in half because it's a full page. We definitely don't need that. And then I'm going to take my cheap white. I guess I'm going to use the cheap white on this. We're going to just cover this all with cheap white. Just like that. We're going to go in with our paper. And I'm just going to, just to get us some texturing. You see we have a couple spots. They're a little overly white. That's okay. Just kind of take the paper, give it a little dab. Just to get it. Sometimes that'll happen. It dried out a little quick right there. So I'm going to go ahead and get that off of there before it ruins our day. And we're going to just dab a little bit up here too. There. So this will be our dark edge right here. So we're going to kind of go from here to here. So there's going to be a black shadow of the planet here and there. So with the next one, we're going to go a little bit of orange, I think. I like orange for this. So we'll start with a base of orange. And then on top of that orange, I think we'll keep a bit of a blue theme on this. So we'll go back in there with this blue. Give it a quick spray over. Then I'm going to grab a sheet of something here. Let's see. I'll go with some paper. I got some regular paper here I was working with earlier. And we're just going to start this at the corner here. We're just going to give it a swipe across. And we'll do it again, too. Kind of redistribute some of the paint we just took off. I like it. That'll work. I'm just going to, from a distance, go back with our orange. Just kind of spray that down in there to give it a little bit of glow. Perfect. And then we'll do the last one on the right there. And we'll go with a base of red right here. And then we're going to go on top of that with, I think, some purple. And I'm going to go ahead and use a piece of sponge here. I'm just going to dab it together here. Just kind of get a texture. Just so all three of these have different textures. All right, there we go. So we'll let that kind of set up a little bit. Let me get my black paint going here. And here's our black. Just gonna... All right, so there's our corner there. We'll do the same thing over here. And we'll do the same here. So I'm going to kind of go across like that. And there we go. Bring it back a little bit more. Ooh. Let's fade that in. All right, so we're going to let this set up just a little bit. And we'll be right back with you. Alrighty, so this is all dry. Let this dry overnight. We can go ahead on to our next couple steps here. We're going to go ahead. We're going to cover this with the first big bowl here. We'll bring it down just a little bit, like that. We come in here with our other cup here for this one. And then we'll cover this with this shot glass right here, just like that. So we're going to cover this whole thing in black. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to do kind of this kind of a slate grayish black. We're also going to use this darker blue color. Go ahead and just get it all on in there. Make sure we get the sides. Just like that. We'll get one up there, and we'll get one over here. Yeah, from here it's a pretty straightforward process, just like any other painting I do. Just getting our black and our blue and whatever other colors we're going to use for our background. Just a little bit of this blue to kind of model the sky out just a little bit. All right, there's that. I'm going to go in with just some cheap white, just for our shine on these planets. And like that. Then we're going to go in with our acrylic white. I really like this for stars because it sprays out real nice. And I don't have to get it all on my fingers. So that's a win in my book. And yeah, the low, like, you know, just the pressure control is nice. Now, I don't know if you saw that, but little globs will happen when you do this if you're not careful. So just be careful and not be directly over your painting like I was just doing. But there you go. There's those. So now we're going to do some colors in the back. We're going to hit it with some pink. I'm going to go in behind that with some of this kind of sea glass color. And I think we'll hit it with a little bit of a little yellow too, just a quick, just like that. And oh, what the heck, we'll do a little bit of this green too. I like that stuff. And I think that will do with that. We're going to go ahead with another layer of stars with that same white. Kind of give it a little bit of depth. Yeah, see? Yeah, that's what'll happen, but that's okay. Looks like just a set of 3 stars there. Go ahead. I'm going to put some on my glove and we'll do this, the flick method. So that is the risk if you end up doing it that way, is you might end up with some blotches like that. Now, there's a couple things you can do. You can ignore it, or you can take like a sponge or something and try to dab them up a little bit. Kind of create almost like a little bit of a sort of a gas cloud or something like that. What I'll do over that is I'll just get a little bit of low pressure orange here. We'll just kind of just like that, kind of model it in a little bit. We'll go back over that with the pink right here. Just like that. Perfect. All right. A little more white, I think. Just a little bit more. And just like that. All right, now I'm going to wipe some of this off with a paper and going to grab some glitter paints. We're going to go with a couple different colors. We're going to go in with some diamond dust is what this one is called. Just to give it a little bit of sparkle in there. Just like that. And then I've got some in the house here. I think we'll grab some blue and some red. Yeah, blue and red. So hit the blue first. I'm going to steal a cap because the cap for the red clogged. And some red. There we go. There's that piece done. And now for the reveal, little guy. Look at that. That's cool. Got that other one here. And lastly, we got the big guy. Alrighty. Let's see if I can get this off of here without ruining anything. I think the easiest thing to do if I grabbed my spatula that I had right over here somewhere. There it is. Just so you can see it away from that background. Oop, she's a little stuck. There we go. And there it is. So I hope you liked this episode. I know this is a little different. It's fun painting some different things once in a while. I'll try to do a little bit more of that. I think the next video when I get back from my vacation is going to end up being a painting on glass again. I picked up some picture frames at a local store, local thrift shop, and I'll be using some of that to make it look kind of cool. So there it is. There's this painting done. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope your New Year's celebration was wonderful, and I'll see you when I get back from vacation. Have a great day.